JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and to share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. Agreement between NEPA and Tradewind Citrus is confidential, lawyer informs judge. The opposition is demanding public disclosure of the reasons for the discontinuation of prosecution by the National Environment and Planning Agency NEPA against Tradewind Citrus Limited in relation to the pollution of the Rio Cobra in December 2023. In a media release on Thursday, shadow spokesperson for Environment and Ecological Heritage, Sophia Fraser-Binns, said the opposition was concerned about the decision to discontinue the case.
The opposition is concerned about the decision of NRC and NEPA to withdraw prosecution against Tradewind Citrus Limited for the pollution of the Rio Cobra in December 2023. We are particularly concerned because reasons were not provided for its decision to withdraw. As a body that is charged with protecting our natural resources, it is important that its powers are exercised in a transparent way. We understand that a confidential agreement was entered into by the parties, and we wish to ascertain whether the residents who were impacted by the pollution, whether they were part of the decision-making process or whether they are part of the mediation or the discussion that took place. We also wish to ascertain the terms and the conditions of this confidential agreement that was entered into. The matter of the environment is of national import, and any decision that is taken ought to have the input of the citizens, particularly those who are affected. And to this extent, the opposition is calling on NRC and NEPA to share with the public the reasons behind its decision to withdraw the matter in the court.
NEPA had taken the company to court after it spilled oil in the Rio Cobra in December 2023, resulting in a fish kill. Chief Executive Officer of NEPA, Leonard Francis, on Thursday morning said that officials were discussing the issue. He said officials are discussing whether NEPA can disclose an aspect of the confidential agreement between the two companies. The agreement, which was reached through mediation, was done without the court's knowledge. The decision was made known to the court and the public on Wednesday during a hearing in the St. Catherine Parish Court when an attorney representing NEPA told the presiding judge that a settlement had been reached with Tradewind Citrus. The attorney further stated that NEPA wanted to discontinue the case. The presiding judge had requested the agreement for the court scrutiny, a move which was shot down by the attorney, who said the agreement was confidential. Tradewinds was charged for breaches of the Wildlife Protection Act, and NEPA was given the green light by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions to prosecute. Couple killed at their business place in Seaview Gardens. The St. Andrew South Police are investigating the double murder of a couple along Pacific Boulevard in Seaview Gardens, St. Andrew this morning. It is understood that the couple who operates a business in the community were killed at about 10:35 a.m. Their identities have not been ascertained. As at November 23, the St. Andrew South Police Division recorded 107 homicides. More details will be provided as soon as it's made available. Unidentified man found dead with gunshot wounds in St. Catherine. Investigators assigned to the St. Catherine North Police Division are seeking to ascertain the identity of a man whose body was found in bushes in Coral District in Riversdale in the parish on Wednesday. The police were alerted to the scene in the rural community about 2:30 p.m. Upon their arrival, the body was reportedly observed with what appeared to be gunshot wounds. It was removed and pronounced dead at the Linstead Hospital. The Linstead Criminal Investigations Branch has launched a probe into the matter. 71-year-old businessman shot dead in St. Mary home invasion. The St. Mary police have not identified a motive for the death of a 71-year-old businessman who was shot and killed in a home invasion Wednesday evening. That is Winston Williams of Boardville and Enfield, St. Mary. Police reports that Williams, along with his common-law wife, brother, and a 12-year-old child were at home around 7 p.m. when a group of armed men forcibly entered the house. The gunmen opened fire and Williams was hit in the upper part of his body. They then escaped. Williams was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The other occupants of the house escaped without injuries. The St. Mary Criminal Investigations Branch is investigating. Motorcyclist killed in Hanover crash after swerving to avoid pothole. A motorcyclist died on Wednesday after he tried to avoid a pothole and collided with a truck, a police report has revealed. The crash happened along the Johnstown Main Road in Hanover. The name of the 26-year-old man was not released. The motorcyclist and the driver of a Hino truck were traveling in opposite directions when he reportedly swerved to avoid the pothole, according to the police report. The motorcycle collided into the right front side of the truck. Last month, a 33-year-old woman was killed in a crash, which occurred after the car she was traveling drove through a pothole in St. James and the driver lost control of the vehicle. 20 road deaths have been recorded so far this month, a 50% decline when compared with the corresponding period last year. Some 333 people have died in motor vehicle crashes so far this year, a 14% dip year-on-year, police data show. Missing fishermen found, one dead. The fishermen who went missing last month have been found. One of the men having died during their 35 days at sea, the Jamaica Defense Force, JDF, said. The JDF said the men were found on Wednesday with the help of authorities in Honduras. The fishermen were last seen on October 29 after reportedly departing Middle Key in a blue and red vessel from Pedro Banks, destined for the Belmont area in Westmoreland when they ran out of fuel. The JDF was subsequently contacted to provide assistance and deployed both air and maritime assets in search of the fishermen between October 29 and Friday, November 1. The JDF on Thursday said after receiving the report that the fishermen were missing, it issued alerts to its partners in the Cayman Islands, Haiti, Belize, Honduras, and Guatemala, and other seafarers to be on the lookout for the fishermen and their vessel. The men's families have been notified of their status, and the JDF and the Honduran authorities are coordinating the repatriation efforts, the JDF said. It went on to remind all marine interests that overdue vessels or vessels in distress can be reported to the Joint Rescue Coordination Center at 876-967-8193. St. Catherine men freed of gun charges. 2 men who were arrested and charged 2 years ago for an illegal gun found in one of their homes were freed of gun charges. Tyrone Foster and Nicholas Davis were found not guilty of illegal possession of firearm and ammunition after the judge upheld no case submissions made on their behalf by their lawyers, Kemar Robinson and Denise Inson, respectively. The men were among 6 men arrested on July 8 at Davis's Southborough, Portmore, St. Catherine home after police went to a house in a targeted operation and allegedly found a weapon in a clothes basket. Foster, who was staying at the house following an earlier fire to his home, was allegedly seen by police standing in the house with a weapon in his hand before the gun was reportedly found in the basket. During the trial, the police witness testified that he stayed behind the grill on the veranda and saw Davis with a gun through a 1-inch pane of glass in the front door. The officer said when he went inside, he found the weapon inside the basket beside Davis. The police witness said he was able to see as the light was turned on after he went to the premises at 4 a.m. and knocked. His colleague, however, testified that he went there at 6 a.m. and was aided by natural sunlight. The weapon which was reportedly found was tested and found to contain both men's DNA. The alleged weapon that was found was inscribed with AA, but one of the officers testified that he wrote HH on it. The trial also heard from the scene of crime officer that he was called to process a gun found in Old Harbor, and further that the officers submitted 19 rounds to the lab, even though the gun had a 17-round capacity magazine. Additionally, the gun that was exhibited was full black, but the officer testified that the weapon that he found was black and chrome. During her submissions, Inson questioned the officer who had taken all 6 men's DNA about the method used. The officer who labeled all the samples using letters of the alphabet could not tell the court how she was able to say which sample belonged to which defendant, as she did not take any notes. She also could not explain why the DNA samples were taken to the lab 1 month later and under what conditions they were stored. Robinson in his submission argued that the court could not say for certain whether the weapon exhibited was a weapon that the police said they found. JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.